So what do you guys think about the war on ISIS?
I think I don't know. I think we're doing a stand-up job. Good for us.
We
I
always
don't know. I
start
have no
strong
idea.
in wars. That's something we're really good at. That initial attack, we gather some intelligence for a couple of weeks. Obama takes a bunch of like heat for not doing anything, and then bam.
The U.S. is a first-half team.
Yeah, we're a first-half team, exactly.
I'm wrong.
And it's like every building that we've collected an intelligence on is gone in the first 2 weeks, maybe first week. and it's just, you know, a bunch of dead people. The leadership is knocked out and they have to recover from it. But, you know, when Bush attacked Iraq, you know, for their lack of participation in 9/11, I forget what the motive was exactly. Everyone, you know, was kind of like saying, hey, are we just recruiting more terrorists? Are we, you know, every time we kill a dad, a son gets pissed off. Where are we on this ISIS thing? Was it a good idea to attack these guys? Could we just maybe?
I don't see the
you can't
point.
let
I don't
the
see the point.
fear
Like,
of creating more of them keep you from doing it, right?
it's not
Use
exactly.
that
They're not
term.
exactly Russia.
Well,
They're
another
not
one.
exactly like a world power.
I mean, partly there's a right and wrong thing. I don't know if I'd call it fear-based, but, you know, I don't know. Can't we just... I'm kind of becoming a non-interventionist. Just like, oh, are you having problems in your country? Well, you should sort that out. We're not going to turn every country into America, or attempt to in a failed concept.
I don't know. I'm gonna turn it to this, but here's the thing I don't like about this war, and it's got nothing to do with the actual war itself, because I don't know what the fuck it's about. I mean, we're bombing people that probably couldn't bomb us back. My problem is the Muslim religion versus the Christian religion ideology that's kind of brought up with this war. I don't know if you've seen, but there was a ceremony recently where the Texas governor went to a conference, and he talked about having prayer rugs found on the border of Mexico and the United States. And he's kind of like demonizing Muslims. And like, to me, as an outside party viewer, I look at like ISIS as representative of Muslim religion, like the Ku Klux Klan was a representative of the Christian religion. They're just extremists. You don't base the entire religion and try to set people against them based on the worst of the bunch. It's kind of ties into the cop thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. Kyle, what do you think?
I like it when we blow up those people because those are bad people, and eventually maybe we'll run out of the bad people.
What makes them bad people, though?
They want to kill
Killing
anyone who's
innocents,
not like them.
threatening
They're
others with death if
they're
they don't
killing
comply.
they're killing innocents. Let's think about this. They're killing innocents. We killed 100,000 people in Iraq for what?
How do the two
Freedom.
correlate? Hang on, no. The two
No.
don't correlate.
He won't. They cut off 3 people's
The
heads to
two
make a
don't
statement.
correlate. No, the
They
two don't
cut off
correlate
3
to one
people's
another.
heads for
You
a
can't compare collateral damage and enemy combatants in the war in Iraq with
you
with
think
this
there's
terrorist group
100,000 enemy
executing
combatants?
people.
You think there's 100,000 enemy combatants in Iraq we killed?
I
Those
didn't
were
say that.
civilians.
I didn't say that.
Those were
We killed-
innocents. Those were innocents. But we decided to waste taxpayer money killing people
You're
that
not
live in
making a
caves.
point here because the two don't correlate to one another. One thing doesn't have anything to do with the other. Like you're asking about this thing, and you're saying
Merca said innocence. Merca said innocence. I came over here because Merca put the United States as this light. We're in the right.
no, he didn't.
We kill innocents all damn time.
The question's about ISIS. It doesn't matter where the United States.
Well, I asked him what made ISIS the bad
warmonger.
people.
What
I'm just
makes
saying this.
ISIS bad people is ethnic cleansing, where they want to kill anyone who is not only anyone who's not a Muslim, but anyone who's not the kind of Muslim they are, and they really mean it.
So Kyle,
And they're not. Am I breaking up?
no, you're not. I thought there was a gap in there. Keep going. I'll wait my turn.
They're not your average group of terrorists. These aren't some guys plotting in a cave against us. These guys have armored vehicles. They have tanks. They have APCs. They have AAA anti-aircraft guns. They're a war machine. They're 30,000 strong, and they're moving across the desert, creating a new kingdom in their own mind. They don't care what it says on your globe. All that matters is what they're enforcing with AK-47s on the ground. That's their globe. They go into these villages, these towns, and they say convert or die. They chop limbs off, they chop heads off, and Woody and I watched a video the other night. They take one person after another. They walk them to the plank, bullet in the head, next, bullet in the head, next, bullet, and there's so much blood on the ground because they must have executed 100 people before.
It looks like
I've
a fishery.
Seen videos of them executing. I've literally seen these ISIS people execute at least 500 people firsthand, like or secondhand through video. I suppose they're very evil people. They need a good bombing.
So what if their motivation in doing this, or especially their motivation in being anti-American, is that we did the similar type thing, but we use drones and bombs? You know, they see it as, wow, America kills brown Muslims, right? America loves flipping killing brown Muslims. It's a great hobby of theirs. And we're going to band together, form a group, and strike back. And you're either with us or against us.
But they're not striking back. They're raping and pillaging in Iraq and Syria.
They're growing their numbers, what they're doing.
Yeah, they're growing their numbers, right? They're creating an army. It's their own kind of draft, do it or die. And they're trying to fight back.
It's a different situation than what we saw with the bullshit that happened in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
It really is completely. You're saying, let's not mess with these people. We're just turning them against us. These people are already against us. These people in particular.
No, what I was trying to say, Woody was actually getting what I was trying to say better. I was trying to say this: if Russia attacked us tomorrow, and they're shooting at my house, and I started my own little paramilitary militia, you don't think I won't be executing Russians and it'll be all over Live Leak? That's the same thing. They see us as the enemy, just as we see them as the enemy.
Well, first of all, I hope not.
Conway,
Wings, I hope you wouldn't immediately violate the Geneva Convention on day 2 of the war, World War III, because we want to preserve that as long as possible. Let's not execute any fucking Russians.
The fact is, they see America as the enemy because America bombs them, killed their family, killed their so-called collateral damage. These people spawned out the same area we've been in for the last 10 years. They grew under our nose.
I really think you're confusing two different.
But so you're cutting up right now.
What you're saying is true, but not in this case.
So I understand the point you're making, Wings. I just don't understand what's your position on this. You understand and kind of empathize with them and what they're doing a little bit, but you still realize what they're doing is evil, or what?
I don't think evil has anything to do with it because both sides think they're right. Whoever has the bigger guns and the most money is going to one that's going to end up winning, which is us. I mean, like nobody in this conversation thinks we're going to lose a war against ISIS.
It's hard to define win in this situation, right? Like Al-Qaeda
losing the
Russia.
war against ISIS is an American citizen getting their head chopped off again. That would we don't want to lose a battle. I'd
rather American citizen get his head chopped off than kill 40,000 people collaterally.
Well, what's the ratio then that's acceptable? 30,000?
It's nowhere close to that number. I mean, like if one American dies for every 10 of them, that's acceptable.
No, I would rather protect as many Americans as possible and kill as many of those bad guys as possible. Because these are clearly
talking about innocence, though.
These guys have flags. Like
I'm talking about people that are going to be in their homes that are going to have, war of attrition. The supply lines are going to be cut off. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be starving to death. They're going to die of thirst. And those are the ones that are lucky. I guess the ones that get bombed are lucky. Those are the ones that are just going to have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but of the ones that the U.S. is killing on accident, they're caught in the crossfire. The ones that ISIS is killing, they're seeking them out and forcing them at gunpoint to either change their life or...
Does it matter? Does it matter if it's intentional or non-intentional?
Yeah, it definitely matters.
It's a literal legal difference.
I remember I was talking to a vegetarian once about bull killing, and I was saying, you know what? I think that when they do the bullfighting with the spears and the arena and everything, it's bad. Because they're not using every part of the bull, right? They're just doing it for sport. They're killing for fun, and that's bad. On the other hand, people who kill a cow and then get the skin from it and the meat from it and do all that, and they're using it fully in the way that like a Native American Indian would have. That's that. I don't even know what to call them anymore. But let's say what a Native American Indian that they would have. That's okay. That's like a socially conscious good kill because you're using the thing and helping yourself. And the vegetarian was like, the bull doesn't care why you killed him. The bull doesn't care what you did with his body afterwards. And applying that same thing to collateral damage versus, purpose or not, the effect is about the same. If you kill my father with a drone strike by accident, I'm just as mad at you if you do it on purpose. Or because you misidentified him.
But from a moral standpoint, it is different.
It is. I think one's good and one's careless and one's evil.
We keep talking about this like the issue is that there's a bunch of guys mad at America, but that's not the issue. there's a bunch of guys who want to squash all of the religions and establish a religious kingdom and live under it. And it's not it's a
Here's the thing,
geographic kingdom and a religious kingdom.
They're not going to crush Africa. They're not going to crush the Europe. They're not going to crush Russia. They're not going to crush the United Kingdom.
There's 3 African countries about to collapse from Ebola right now.
But that's a whole different subject. That's me with Iraq just now. That doesn't mean shit. They're not going to crush them as a whole military because they don't have that kind of regime.
Have you seen those? They do though. They've got tanks and armored vehicles. Have you seen African armies?
I'm saying this. We shouldn't get involved.
Yeah, they wear women's clothing and do drugs.
I mean, I
right now, pick Africa. They got a continent full of fucking sand.
And diamonds and gold and silver and platinum.
Diamonds are only worth what we make them worth.
Which is a lot.
One thing and another. like we can talk about the De Beers monopoly, or
no, I'm just saying, like you're using diamonds like they wouldn't put an embargo on them instantly. African diamonds no longer be able to be sold in America.
But they already do that with blood diamonds. No. But they enter the market anyway through Israel. But one thing doesn't have anything to do with the other. My point is that the issue isn't that America pissed off some brown people and now the brown people want to hurt America. The issue is there's some pissed off brown people that want to kill anyone, white, brown, yellow, or pink, who's not not just the same religion but the same version of their religion.
I'm saying this, Kyle. If they got too big for their boots, there's enough people around them that would put them in their place. It doesn't have to be.
That's literally what's happening right now.
I don't see United Kingdom and Russia like, oh fuck, this ISIS people.
Yes, you do. United Kingdom is bombing them right now. The RAF is bombing ISIS targets as we speak. Russia has said that they want to be part of it, but they won't be part of the coalition, and so the coalition said they didn't want their help. China also expressed
they should let Russia do it. Russia did this shit effectively.
Kyle's winning me over. I well done.
There's everybody in the world's wanting to gang up on these guys because they are a big deal. There's 30,000 of them, and growing every day. And like I said,
are they still growing?
Yeah, how do we know that?
Well, we're cutting out 40 or 50 of them at a time, but they say they're. I hear it every day. Like RAF kills 17. Marine Corps kills 30, and I'm just like, shit. They're really racking up the kills, and they're using drones and predators. But who knows how many Syrian wedding. Who knows how many Syrian wedding processions were actually taken out, and how many pawn shops were blowing up. There's a bunch of guys in there holding musical instruments like a tuba, and one guy's got a flute. He's like looking down the flute. The other guy's got the saxophone. And
here comes the Apache.
From the outside on thermal, it looks like RPG, AK-47, Uzi, and they're just like, yep, take them out. Like that kind of shit happens too, of course, but. I think in general, in this case, these are the kind of bad guys that fly flags, and we haven't fought against those kind of people for a little while.
I love it when they have flags.
I like it when they got flags.
Yeah, their flag should be a bullseye. We can fuck up people with flags.
I wish flags were a bigger deal on the battlefield. Like I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, and everybody's flying the banners, and since it's my third time watching it. I recognize the banners now. I know the house sigils and everything, so it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the flags are for moral, moral support. People see the flags, like, yeah, let's go do this.
Yeah.
They put the flag on the American tank like an old redneck truck where it's flying in the wind.
That's why it sucks. So much. Kyle, do you notice that in Game of Thrones, some of the shitty houses, they'll be like, the flayed man. And then they'll be like, House Umbridge of the 3 cackling squirrels. And it's just a terrible emblem. And all their guys have to wear that on their chest.
Yes, Count Dooku with the owl shitting off the limb. Yes, the owl shitting off the limb. The words are, it falls silently. The smelly poo people, just some of them have the word the Onion Knight. He made his own. The Onion Knight, the one who's missing his fingers on his right hand.
Yeah, he's pretty meta
because he was smuggling onions in during the war to save the kingdom, and then the cocksucking king Stannis Baratheon chopped his fingers off. Anyway,
did it anyway. Had to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, the king's justice.
Yeah.
That's a hardcore show.
Wings, did you bring topics?